to Avant free on the FTOG server. In the last episode, we became a Jedi Master, and I do have plans to do some more work on Psi in the future, but really all I was showing was what Techno was doing, and of course before that we done a tour of Spawn, and before that we were working on refined storage. In this episode we're going to get back to refined storage and start working on my plans for the next few episodes. But to do that, we're going to need to set up some autocrafting. And refined storage has some really cool autocrafting in it. So, let's get started. Okay, so we're back here in the base, and of course what we're going to be doing is from refined storage, because what I'm planning next episode, I'll be doing some cool automation, but of course we need to have the basics set up. Now, I said that refined storage is very much like A1. However, when it comes to the autocrafting part of this, it's a bit more like A2. Because in A1, you'd build a big multi-block structure, put your patterns into it, and that will provide you the autocrafting. However, in refined storage, it's a single block with a limited number of patterns. So, what of course we need to do first is we're going to need to make a crafter. Now, the crafter by itself is just some quartz enriched iron, a construction core, which we could probably make now, yes. One of those. We'll also need some advanced processes, which I think I already made. Destruction core, once again just basic and let there. We'll put those back into there like that. Machine casing. Look at that. So that's a crafter. And what we're going to do is stick it on top of here. Now, when you look at this guy, it does need to have power, which let's actually get rid of. Let's move that actually. For now, I can always move it somewhere better. Move that. That's a facade. That's not going to be overly helpful. That's right. As I said, I will move it later. Let's put that back down there for now. We'll put this guy just like that. As you can see, by default, it has no power. It needs to be connected to the network. So we'll go into here and grab some cable, which we'll throw onto there. And now, of course, it's powered. Now, you'll see here, it's got a little dot at the top. This is the side that the items are inserted into. In A2, you had little arrows which showed you where to go. This one here just has a little dot. So this currently would put all the items into the top, which we don't really want. So let's take that out. There probably is a wrench or something that can move things around. How do we want to do this though? I should be able to actually go over here now. If we face... Oh, there you go. So now of course you can see it's facing in towards the alloy smelter. And that'll mean that when an item is placed into there, it'll place it into the alloy smelter. Obviously, we don't have any patterns yet. So the next thing we're going to have to do is make up the pattern terminal equivalent pattern grid. So we need to make another grid. Okay, well I need to actually make those up, so I will do that and I'll be back in a moment. So, okay, I've got everything crafted up, so I've got myself an advanced processor and a grid which we made up in the past. The new thing here of course is the pattern, which is just some glass, some redstone and some quartz. Looks like I actually need to make some glass. Is that right? Do I actually not have any glass left? Can I use quartz? Yes, I can. Cool. So it's a pattern. So we'll go over to here into our solderer. Pattern and that. We just wait for this guy to craft up. And much like A, you can have the two types of grids. In this case, I'm gonna have both grids because I want to be able to put patterns into it. And we'll put this guy there. It's a good enough place, isn't it? Place it there, and you'll see it has a very similar interface to your normal grid. So one of the first thing we need to probably do, let's find pattern. pattern. Make it one of those. One of those. Can I not? I have no glass, of course. We actually need to get some sand then. Let's make some sand up first. And I will smelt that up. So that'll probably be one of the first things we actually pattern up, is to be able to make glass. So 3 glass, stick that over to here. And stick that into there. That should then take that, yes. Okay, let's do it over here then. There's our pattern. I did have enough for a pattern. I don't know why it wasn't working there. I'll put that over here. Place the pattern into the top here. Press the button. Creates a pattern. Right, so that's just a standard crafting pattern. So we could put that into any crafter. So we go over to here, place it into the crafter like that. And now when we go over to here, if we look for pattern, even though there's no patterns in the system, you can see it provides the option to craft. Much like A1, we can say start, and it will complain because we don't have any enriched iron. Okay. That's fine. We can make some enriched iron. Not a problem. Let's just make 4 for now. And then we go back to here, on, start. We have enough ingredients. And this pattern obviously needs to be, let's put that into there, for the enriched iron. So we create a pattern for that, and we'll stick that over here. Now, as you can see, this is going to be a very tedious process of moving things around. So one of the other things I'm actually going to create, let's have a look for scanner. This guy, I think it is. Machine frame. One of those. This is a once-off recipe. We'll need some more redstone torches. I don't know why I'm clicking on here to do them. I should know the recipe by now. Into there. Grab that one scanner. This guy does need power, which is probably the harder part at the moment. Put it there. In fact, I think, how about move it back one from there? So take that out and stick it there. That should give it power. And what we can do now with this guy, which will be really helpful, click on scan, and it shows you all the inventories in the area. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove all of the ones that are not crafters. And of course, as I add more crafters in, I can add more stuff in. But for now, what this will let us do, set that into there, remove that. I might leave those there for now as well, but I do have a plan for that. Painting machine. Okay, so I've set this to be a routable, which means that when I want to create a new pattern, all I've got to do is dump it into this inventory here, and it will just select the most appropriate crafter, or the next available crafter, I should say. But we should now be able to make a pattern, hopefully. As you can see, it's now able to create a pattern, because it will craft the enriched iron we need, as well as collect all the other resources. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to create, let's go 20. Oh, okay, so now we have a problem with quite clear glass. Why does it need that? Oh, yes, that's something else I should do. Let's go grab that pattern from over here. This one. Can I stick that back in there, or do I have to actually reload? It looks like I have to reload it. It's a bit of a pain. What was that creating? That was the pattern itself. Okay, make the pattern. Now, one of the other things you would notice is the little tick box here. If you tick this, it'll use the items from the ore dictionary. So when you're looking at the recipe, if we look in here, you can see it rotates around various different types of glass, meaning it's asking for some form of glass. So having ore dict will let it do that. So we just put one recipe in there, click that. Now, of course, if we put that back into there, it'll now, hopefully, if we look for pattern, actually if we look for glass first, you'll see that all I've got is quite clear glass. There's no other glass in the system. However, if we live with pattern, and we make 10, it still complains because there's no quite clear class. I'm also, okay. Need the quartz. Glass. That's a bit weird. Well, how about we do this? Let's make a pattern. Just a single pattern for now. One pattern. We should have enough for that. Make one pattern. Take that guy out. Stick it in there. We'll then make... Actually, no, we can't make that. Sorry, we need to make another machine. Which is... Let's get rid of this. This one. The processing pattern encoder. Only used for creating processing patterns. So it requires 2 patterns. That's helpful. Furnace, another machine casing. So we can make another machine casing. Oh, no, we can't. We need to make some more iron. Which might be why we're hitting problems. No, we're fine at the moment. So we'll go into here. Make one of those. Put that into there. And then go into here. We need to make our patterns. Furnace. Not too difficult to make a furnace, of course. Where is it? It is a crafting table. And we were making this guy here. We need some more patterns, not a problem. We know we can make 2 patterns. We can, cool. Grab one of those patterns, stick it into there. That will make us our processing thing. So this one, unlike the pattern encoder from here, I don't think it requires power. Let's just stick it here for now. Still connected anyway, so it won't matter. This one is very similar, except we can go All Dictionary again, and we're going to make some glass. So if we type in glass, lots of types of glass. So I've got all these various different ways of making glass. Of course, you can go into here, and you can see it provides you the option to use the plus again. Put that into there, and it will now say 1 sand will equal 1 glass. We will need our pattern, which we'll get from here. No, we won't. From there. Stick that into there. Makes into that. Now, the difference, of course, is this here is customizable to make outputs. Okay, whereas the other one, this one here, will make your recipes in a crafting table. Now, of course, the reason why we placed this guy facing into the alloy smelter was so we can make our glass. Because now, if we place that into there, if we now look into here, now we know we have no glass left, but if I go glass, you'll now see that glass is available, and we can make 10. Assuming we have 10 sand, it'll be able to make it. And now, of course, if we've done that correctly, it'll place into here. Now, there is a catch. You'll see that it hasn't taken the glass out. So, while it will put in, it doesn't take out, which is a bit of a pain. So we now need to make something to take it back out. Best thing probably to use in this case will be an interface. You can also use an import bus, but we're just going to make a basic interface, which is interface. Requires an importer and exporter. Yeah, I think I'll go with an import bus, just because it's a little easier to do. Sorry, not import bus, a interface, because it's a little easier to do, and you'll see why in a moment. One of those. Interfaces there. Only one of those. Yeah, I think I've got one of those. And some cable, not a problem. It makes one of those. And then we need also an exporter, which is a construction core. And of course, the exporter is the opposite of the importer. Make one of those. And actually, I need both of those. So import 2 of those, because of course we made one earlier. Export. So you could stick an importer on all the machines to re-import them into there. but of course, because I want to do some other magic, I'm not going to do it that way. So we need to place that into this order right here. 1, 2, 3. No, we're going to be picky like that. Wait for the process. Shouldn't take too long. And there it is. And what I'm going to do is place that probably up here for now. I need to rearrange these things a bit more. And there's a power cable going under there. So yeah, I'll have to rearrange this later on. For now, we'll do it this way though. We'll go back into here. We'll grab some conduits. Hopefully we've got some item conduits lying around. We do. Look at that. And the item conduits are just going to go from the machines from there and there, which of course we haven't connected this guy up yet, so you don't worry about that. You could in theory just place the interface or the importer directly onto the alloy smelter here on top, and then just get the configure to automatically export. But I want to be able to support quite a few devices in this area, and one interface will be much easier. So let's set this guy here to be insert, and this guy to be insert, and then of course this one here will be doesn't care, and same with this one here. So anything that's cooked in the machines will be automatically placed back into the system. So now, of course, we'll go into here, and as I said, most of this is all temporary, so hopefully it's not going to look ugly for a while. That's now imported that into there. That should be connected. If we go now into this guy, we should have to make our patterns now, shouldn't we? Enough to make a pattern? No, we are missing some quartz and some redstone. Okay, well, it's not a problem. We have a pattern terminal. I'll craft some of those up and come back when that's done. Okay, so that should do that. Okay. Alright, so it's craft. Yep, cool. We are putting sand into there. Awesome. Okay. So now, of course, we've got enough to be able to automate the patterns. The next thing we're going to have to make. In fact, let's throw that over to. Oh, we need to get some of these patterns starters. Pattern. And as I said, the reason why we're doing this is to allow us to autocraft things later. And there is one thing here which is quite a bit of a pain to actually craft up. And we need quite a bit of. So what we'll do is we'll make up some of those. Now, the things we're trying to make up, of course, are the basic circuit things. Make one of those. I'm just going to cheat and do the easy way, which is basically just grabbing a single pattern for each of them. So of course our basic processor like that, pattern for that. So of course that will then make this one, it'll put it back in the system, and then that one there. So I'll make one of those, which is also one of these. We will also need one of these. And one of those. And then of course last but not least we need the printed silicone, which is all dicted, so it will use the refined storage or the nzHook one. We're probably more likely going to have the nzHook one around quite a bit. And of course we also need to make up another crafter. Where is it? Where's it gone? Crafter. Like that. one of those. So of course we can't use this one here because it's facing that way. But what we can do is break that and place a block there. Take that out for a second. And place this facing down. That's not down. How do I get the face down? No, that's not down. Can I use a wrench? Can we use a wrench to turn this thing around? Wrench. Need a wrench will do. Can we? Oh, we can. Look at that. How do I get the face? There we go. That should be facing down. Looks like it. Cool. So put that back into there. And of course, in here, we now put all of our patterns. All these guys here go into there, including that one. And in case you're wondering, if you hold down Shift, it'll show you what the recipes are. So now, of course, we can go over here and we can request our processors. And you can see they're all available. Let's try an advanced processor. So redstone, so it grabs all the bits and pieces we need. We go over to here and look at the thing we can't see. You'll see that it's making pieces. That was a lot faster than I was expecting. But once again, we have the same problem we had before, where it doesn't auto-eject. Now, one problem we are going to have with that, I just realised. Well, actually, it's not a problem anymore, so I can get rid of that, because that should still be connected. Because the solderer, you can put items in from any side, I believe, except for the bottom. The bottom is the only place that can take items out. Okay, so I'm going to route up some conduits, and once it's all done, I'll come back. See you soon. Okay, so go down here and run this onto always. Should empty that out. Yes, cool. Place it back in there for now. And yes, I do need to tidy it up because it's looking really ugly. But based on my plans, this will probably have to change anyway. So, processor. Okay, so let's make one of these guys. In fact, let's make two of them. We'll go over here, and you'll see, as you can see, it's now doing the gold. And once that's done, it'll then know it's done. It'll do the next set of items. So that pretty much automates that process. The last thing I want to do, you can also make a crafting monitor. There it is. So it requires a machine casing again. So this is probably one of those things we need to. Let's actually create a machine casing like that. Actually, let's put in a pattern. Some patterns in there. As you can see, you can queue them all up. What else do we need for that thing? Where was it? This guy here. Need to improve processor, so we've got everything else we need for that. Unfortunately though, you can't just request it. We have to make all these items. I could make a pattern and then it would show up, but I don't really need to do that. So we just want to go into here. We will place the pattern to there. As I said, just stick it in there and it'll do its thing. Let's add these guys back in so that it can use them. And we need to make machine casing. One machine casing like that. And I think that's pretty much it. We should have made everything else already. Glass, that's what we need. Glass. Let's just make 10 glass. Now you can also, the crafters can be upgraded. You can put speed upgrades in them, and they will actually be able to process items in and out faster than the default. I haven't done that here because it's not really necessary. Oh, and I need some more some more quartz as well. Iron. 10 more of those. Nice. That. And we'll place this somewhere random. It just has to be connected to the network somewhere. Let's put it there for now. Let's create something. What's a complex recipe? Let's make another processor for now. Let's just take these guys out for now. The gold ones, so it's improved. Let's make 2 of those. And now, if we click on the crafting monitor, it'll show you what it's doing. It's a pretty basic recipe it's currently working on, so not too much. But you can cancel. You can select the item and cancel that specific item, or you can cancel everything at once. And there you go. It's complete. So I think that pretty much does the auto crafting side of refined storage. Between episodes, I will probably set up some more recipes and get some of the automatic stuff working for the sag mill and other things that we might need. But otherwise, I'm going to end the episode. Do you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or just want to say hi? Leave a comment down below. If you've enjoyed the episode or learned anything from it, do remember to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, have a look around, and if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to go check out the other YouTubers on the server, but otherwise, have a great day, and see ya!